All right, so interesting news today. Actually, Voss has been Johnny on spot with the news lately. He announced that. Well, here let's just show you guys the link. Actually, this is interesting news. Interesting news on a lot of different levels. I mean, Terra 2 was one of my all-time favorite MMOs. It's still, I think, my favorite MMO as far as combat. The one thing about Terra, and actually what's interesting is MMO Byte did a video on this, I think, today as well, and kind of what he said is exactly correct, which is the fact that Terra on its release, like the game as it was when it was released. Here, let me second. Do they have any? I'm going to a Terra private server. I'm just curious if there's any. Anyways, whatever. But Terra as it was on release date, I think it was 2012, was an amazing game. And one of the things about Terra that really sucked was they ruined the game so quickly. Like within 3 months, they were nerfing content and catering to like care bearers and just making changes to the game that made it easier for people, combat-wise and just mechanically. Which was a big mistake because the way the game was perfect. I mean, the way the combat was balanced, I thought was perfect. It was really fun, really engaging. The dungeons were really fun. The BAMs were really fun. I just thought everything was really good. I didn't think they needed to change anything. I think they should just leave it alone. It's like you don't need to change a thing. The only thing you need to change is just add new content to the game. Maybe add more dungeons. Just what you would normally have in an MMO. I thought that the crafting system needed a little bit of work, but I thought the crafting system was still good. It was pretty grindy actually, but it was still good. I enjoyed crafting. But this is interesting. This article came out, I guess, yesterday. According to multiple sources, Crafton has established a new team under Blue Studios' research and development division specifically to develop Terra 2. And the only thing, though, is this is currently in its very early phase. The team of only about 4 people. Early indicators suggest it will remain an MMORPG in the same action combat style pioneered by the original, which is fantastic. The first Terra launched in January 2011. And was one of the earliest Korean MMORPGs to popularize the non-targeting combat system, which is basically, mouse look. Praised for its striking visuals and dynamic battles, the game nonetheless closed its Korean service in 2022, 11 years after launch, leaving many fans disappointed. Chairman Bayu Yu has long signaled an ongoing interest in the MMO genre, though both Terra and titles like Alien, with no current flagship MMORPG in Crafton's lineup, all eyes are now on Kang Sang-wook. And the fledgling Terra 2 team. So that's really good news, I think. And I'm excited to see what Terra can do. And I hope they can do a great job of coming out with with Terra 2. I mean, although it's in the earliest development, so we won't see it for a long time. What's up, Essa? How's it going? You might flag out on me. Don't do that. Good morning. Still waiting for you. Did you see the latest? I did see the latest update, and it is still on the way at the same time. Yeah, I did see the update from Epoch. So let's see, Project Epoch. Latest update was here. The technical folks on the team have taken a much needed mental break after a week of lengthy shifts. The good news from last night's test was that the server structure performed excellently. The bad news is there is a performance issue on our database that we haven't fully tracked down. We have to do a comprehensive test planned for when the team is back online later today that should pinpoint the last hurdle to get over. I'm sorry that we can't provide more specific timelines. That's because they don't know. Yeah, they can't perform. They can't give them specific timelines because they don't know what the issue is yet. So that's whatever. It is what it is. It's not necessarily horrible news as long as they can figure it out. But I'm very excited that the Terra 2 being greenlit is really good news. But it's in its earliest development, so we might not see Terra 2. But the thing is, if they do Terra 2 like Terra 1, if they can take some of the code base, and I don't know if they can, but if they can take some of the code they've already written, because remember they had Elion, and Elion was kind of supposed to be kind of the spiritual successor to Terra, but they really screwed it up. I mean, the quest system was just a joke. It was like one of the worst questing systems I've ever seen. You would actually go to a town, you'd go to a questing hub, there'd be one NPC that had all the quests, no joke. It wouldn't be like unique quests or story-driven quests or anything that was even remotely interesting. It was just, there's this one NPC and you would just go talk to him and he'd give you 10 quests. You'd go do 10 quests, you'd turn them into him, and then usually you weren't high enough level to hit the next questing NPC, so then you'd go out and you grind mobs for maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then maybe level once or twice. maybe, you know, and then you were high enough level to then have the next questing NPC at the next area unlock his 10 quests. So really stupid, like horrible questing system, just really dumb. But anyways, really hoping that Terra 2, like I said, hoping that it comes out sooner rather. I mean, obviously I want them to take their time in developing it, but I'm excited because there's just so few MMOs in the landscape that, you know, Terra is definitely one of my all-time favorite MMOs. I mean, it's in the top 5. It's probably even in the top. I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously World of Warcraft would be up there. I would have to say Black Desert's one of my favorite MMOs. So Terra, and then Terra as well. And of course Lineage 2, only because Lineage 2 is the first MMO I ever played. But I would definitely put probably Terra, Black Desert, and World of Warcraft as my top 3 favorite MMOs, with Guild Wars 2 probably coming in there as well. That, you know, maybe in spot 5, but you'd like shift from a Windows server to Linux is not seamless. No, it's not seamless. You know, they still have, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do. You can't just switch something as big as a whole entire server background, entire server infrastructure, and expect it to be, especially when you've never done it before. I mean, if they'd done it before, but they'd never set up their game on Linux, so. No, Terra's not a, you can't, I mean, you can't play Terra anymore unless you play it on a private server, which I happen to have Terra's private server installed. I'll show you what Terra looks like if the private server is running. Terra came out in 2011 and was released by Bluehole Studios. Bluehole Studios and Masse Entertainment. Okay, it seems to be stuck. This is a private server. Not sure why it's stuck on this screen. Let me check their private server Discord to see if it's up. God, why do Terra private servers always have the worst Discords? They're like so cluttered. Or it's just like the basic general channel. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Looks like Terra's private server isn't running right now. It keeps hanging up. Here, I tell you what we can do. Just for you, SL. Since you don't really know, since you apparently have never played Terra. Yes, we can just pull up one of my old videos. What are some of the old videos I have of Terra? So here, this is me playing Terra. This is me as a level 28 Allen Warrior fighting a level 32 Crab. And this video is from 12 years ago. Would you say the Great Turtle Exodus may start? You said you're not crying. So what are you talking about, Mr. Gamer? Mr. Gamer, are you saying that you're sad that? I'm not sure what you're saying, Gamer. You're just saying because the post about Epoch was not positive one. So yeah, anyways, Terra was like Terra was like I said, was one of my all-time favorite MMOs. So yeah, they just announced today or yesterday actually that Terra 2 is currently in the design phase. So I'm super excited, super excited to hear that news because I'm a huge fan of Terra. So very excited. That's really cool, and be interesting to see. We'll just have to track that as it goes along and develops. Anyways, let's see, what are we doing? We need. Sorry, I might keep my mouse pads dirty or something. Hold on a second. I can feel something dragging on the mouse here. Clean this off. Where should you level as a hardcore warrior level 56? You've done Lapidus and Ungoro. I don't know what Lapidus is. Lapidus, is that like a new zone into as a level 56 warrior? I mean, sure. I mean, you can do there's some stuff in Fellwood. There's stuff in Winterspring you can do. I would avoid Silithus just because Silithus can be a little bit tricky. Your great time with the small bit of Terra you played. Yeah, the combat is combat in Terra is some of my all-time favorite combat, right? Of any MMO, without a doubt. I mean, it could even be my favorite. I mean, I really loved the combat in Terra. I don't remember how to deal with some of these quests in Terra Locks. It's been so long. Let's see. Apparently, there's some item. I don't know if it's an item I need to pick up in here.
You need something?
No. Don't remember. Yeah, Winterspring's good. Winterspring's good. Yeah, there's tons of quests in Winterspring. Also, you can do Western Plaguelands also is good. Just for but again, be careful because some of those undead mobs are very difficult. So since you're a hardcore character, just be careful. That's all I can say.
What can I do for you?
Apprentice cook.
Have a good one.
Why not? We always like cooking. Let's see. Warlock trainer. What is this? Bring 8 large candles. Okay, so we haven't done that yet. Okay, cool. Oh no, we do. I did do this quest already.
Good day to you. See you later.
And there's also. Oh yeah, we need 5 chunks of boar meat, which I don't. Do I have? I don't have that, do I? I do. Okay. I also need dwarven mild cheese. I am using I am using the shaggy plates for turtle. For turtle WoW, I think shaggy plates, in my opinion, shaggy plates are the best ones for turtle WoW. Like for 3.3.5, like Wrath of Lich King, or for Project Epoch, I would recommend Kui nameplates. But yeah, these are the Shagu nameplates, which I think are pretty much the best. These are the best. I think the best. The ones I like the best for turtle WoW. So. Hey, Cucumber. The Paladin's going okay. I just started playing. I don't know how long I'm going to play tonight because it is pretty late, but yeah, here I am. Yeah, I think Winterspring's good for you though, Cobelk. It's definitely a good spot to finish out. Also, like I said, there's some stuff in Fellwood you could do as well. So if you haven't done Fellwood, It's also a decent decent spot.
What can I help you with? I buy and trade.
You gotta hop back there, yeah. I gave him a Stormwind and it just crashed. I think it's unlikely that they would release another PvP realm, just because
Hey there.
the amount of people that were trying to play on Garabachi doesn't seem like it was like super. It didn't feel like they were like really. They didn't have as many people trying to get into Garabachi. I mean, I don't know exactly how many it was, but Kazan was like 25,000 people were trying to get into Kazan. I think Garabachi was around 9,000 people, if I remember correctly. If that's all they had trying to get in the PvP server was 9,000 people, then I think they're probably okay with one. I mean, I've especially if they're doing the layering technology or they're doing the kind of like the imaging, where they're trying to duplicate a realm and like share multiple instances of the same realm. If they do that, then they definitely shouldn't need another server. But yeah, Brickstep has quests too. Yeah, there's a lot of places that have quests for level 56. You've got Felwood, you've got Western Plaguelands, you've got Eastern Plaguelands, you've got Winter Spring, you've got Silithus, you've got Angora Crater. I mean, all those areas are going to have quests that you can do for that level range. Yeah. I don't think they're going to want to do another server. So, what do we do? All right, how are we looking on inventory? Yeah.
I buy and trade.
Wow, I've got like no money, of course. Yeah, I think I was excited for Project Epoch, and I definitely was looking to play on Project Epoch, but then, obviously they haven't released it yet. Or at least they haven't re-released it, I guess. But I'm definitely going to be playing on Ambershire. It's not Amber Still. It's Ambershire. And I only joke about that because Ambershire, like, Amber's my wife's name, so when they came out with the realm and it was called Ambershire, I was pretty excited. I was like, you named it, and plus the word Shire is like one of my favorite words too, so I was like, Ambershire, woohoo! Let's kill some cutthroats just for fun. Oh, I do not know. I've got some Slow City characters I created and leveled like 10, 20, 30 levels, and I always ended up deleting them just to get my credits back because it was just going to take so long to get to 60. So I haven't finished one to 60 on Slow and Steady. I'm sure it's on their website. It should be, right? Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. It's 200. Okay, so it's enough to buy. It's enough to buy one of these Lore Master backpacks because they're 200. So, but there's probably better things you could get for 200, I would imagine. It does feel different to not have a pet, yep. Paladin's always kind of like there's no class that I play more than Paladin where I feel the most at home. I feel the most at home playing Paladin. I've played more hours on Paladin than I have any class in the game, and it's always like when I get on Paladin, I feel like I've come home. It's just very relaxing for me to get on a Paladin because I know the class so well, and I enjoy the very kind of smooth leveling experience. So I'm a big fan of the Paladin, obviously. All right, so bring one delicious pumpkin pie. I don't even know where to get a pumpkin pie. Let's see, there is a quest over here. Let's go grab these alternate quests if we can. I'm trying not to miss any of some of these quests because they do unlock certain things.
Greetings. Have a good one.
And let's see. Find 8 lost farm sheep. Oh yeah, that's kind of a pain in the butt quest, to be honest. Bring 1 delicious pumpkin pie. I don't know where the pumpkin pie. Oh, I think maybe pumpkin pie is the quest reward from the other quest that would the non-Turtle quest. I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever completed that quest on Turtle. Let's check our Paladin trainer.
Greetings.
And we got Holy Light rank 2. Now, since it is, so we also have Seal the Crusader, Divine Protection.
Light bless you.
Alright, since it is 1.12 client, we have to update our macro every time we level up. For the rank. And we're going to need to create a new macro. What was it? Divine Protection. And new super. Divine Protection. Save super. Put it here for the moment. And it should be. I think we might actually end up keeping 1 action bar. And then okay. Lost farm sheep. Going to Stonefield Farm by any chance? Just so you can ask for one of those famous buys. Stonefield Farm is here. Alright, cool. Alright, see you later, SL. Just looking for any lost sheep we might be able to get. Not seeing any. Server has 4,256 people.
Hey there. Safe travels. Hello. See you around. King's honor, friend. Need help? Hey there.
You need something? Hello. See you later.
Well met. Holy honor. Light be with you.
You do, yeah. I have to work hard to try to make it to look good, and you know what I mean? You got to create macros, you got to use reshade. I do a lot of different stuff to try to overcome the fact that it is the 1.12 client. But you can't get past the fact that the combat's going to be a little bit more clunky. Hey, Daniel, good morning. How's it going? And it is good morning. It is 1:55 in the morning. There's no. I don't think there's a whole lot of copium to be had on the. I don't think there's a whole lot of opium to be had, or copium to be had on the. Whereas we keep like Discord, they're like, oh well, we got a database issue, performance issue in the database. We don't know what it is. Okay. We'll wait and see what that is. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I would agree with that.
Good day to you. See you around.
Ooh, level 10.
You can
Ooh.
kiss your ass goodbye.
Wow, he hits hard. Look at that. Okay. Holy crap. Oh my god. Yeah, he's only 2 level. Oh my god. Ooh, he almost killed me. Oh my god. Jeez, he's only 2 levels higher than me. Of course, I put my back to him, which is never good on a boar, but... Holy, that was almost the end of this character. Because remember, this is hardcore. Like, if he would have hit me one more time, that was it. It was over. Oh, jeez. That boar really hit hard. Okay, note to self in Turtle WoW. Bombs may be more difficult if they're a couple levels higher than what you would expect. Wow, that was crazy. And I have no healing potions either, so we might want to pick up alchemy, actually. I think someone on the stream said that yesterday. And I was all cavalier. I was like, we don't need that, we're fine. But mobs are going to hit that hard. We might want to get some some healing potions. Oh yeah, Evok wolves have the that special ability. You know, I had problems with this quest last time I played Turtle WoW. Like, it says there's, like, these pumpkins, but I guess they just drop off of the knolls. But I think we definitely need to be higher level, though. Yeah, I was thinking about doing the epoch. I'm going to be doing probably some of the epoch challenges on my first character. I won't be doing hardcore on my very first character, but I was thinking of doing... There's another challenge I think they had. Yeah, what's EC? EC might be what I was doing. I can't remember what EC stands for. Yeah, I think that's the one I was going to do too. I think that's the one I want to do too for my first character. I'm going to do the Explorer's Contract. Yeah, I'm thinking definitely we should pick up alchemy on this character. We'll do that pretty soon. Yeah, I think Explorer's Contract is what I wanted to do as well. Nice thing about doing Explorer's Contract is you're like right off the bat just saying, hey, I don't care about like racing to the max level. You don't want to be part of that rush of people getting to max level. That's not how I play MMOs. You know, I don't play MMOs to get to the end game as fast as I can and complete all the content as fast as I can because the game's over, right? If I get to end game and do everything right away, well, what am I going to do then? I like to play around with theory crafting and trying different builds and experience what the world has to offer. So I take my time when I level. You know, I chill, man. Yeah, speedrunning is stupid. I'll, you know, whatever. I've never understood the concept. If you're trying so hard to get to max level as fast as possible. Now, there is a reason. Obviously, there is a reason to stay ahead of the pack. I mean, financially, like monetarily, if you're ahead of a lot of other people, you're going to be able to get items and stuff that are more desirable. So you're going to make more money. I mean, you're going to make more gold if you can, you know, do that. But I'm not really too concerned about that. And that's why you watch me say the sweater is not a sweater. I mean, the thing is, I can play that way. I mean, I can certainly I can level really quick if I want to, but I just don't really enjoy playing the game that way. I like to chill and relax. I mean, like I've always said, like WoW's my own personal therapist. Like, it's my way to relax from the real world because the real world sucks. So, you know, I don't want to have to get into WoW and like feel like it's a job. I already have a job in the real world, so I don't want to make this feel like a job. I don't want to have to play like grind like 13 hours a day every day and just because I'm trying to keep up with other people. You know, that's not the way I want to approach it, you know?
Hello. See you later.
Serves no purpose other than ruining the game for me. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, that's the thing I don't get is like, to me, that's a peer pressure thing. To me, the people that rush to end game as fast as possible, I think that they're just, it's the FOMO slash peer pressure. They feel like they have to do it because their friends expect them to do it, or if they're not like ahead of the pack, they're not being good at the game, which is not the case at all. I'm actually incredibly good at World of Warcraft, but I don't rush to max level to as fast as possible to prove that to people. You know what I mean? You know, I don't need to do that. You know, I'm not trying to impress people when I play WoW.
Hello.
Maybe secretly I am a little bit. But all right, so we need to get the sheep. Let's go to Goldshire. Oh yeah, I agree. That's definitely more where most of the fun is.
something? Have a good one.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Duke It Out. I don't, like I said, I don't really enjoy it. Um, but I mean, that's, that doesn't mean other people don't enjoy it. I mean, if that's what you like, then my thing that I always say in MMOs is play the game the way it's the most fun for you. Don't ever let anybody tell you what to do. Like, if you like speed leveling and that's what's fun, then you do speed leveling. If you don't like speed leveling, don't do speed leveling. If you like picking flowers all day long and that's all you're going to do, then pick flowers. So the most important thing is to play the way that the game is most fun for you. And also building, too. Like, I never tell people how to build their characters, right? If someone asks me for advice, I might say, I think this is a good build. But I'll never say this is the way you should play your character. Right? I would never say that. And I get people all the time who ask me, like, how should I play, or how should I build, or is this a good class? And I'm like, is this a good race? And I'm like, pick what's going to make the game the most fun for you. It's not about what's the best race. Don't always min-max, because you can sit there and min-max all you want, but if you're not having any fun, then what's the point, So. Okay, we don't want to get killed here. We can die very easily if we get 3 Murlocs on me here, so we gotta be a little cautious since we are playing hardcore. And these are all dead, so they're gonna respawn. I don't really think I can probably take 3. It's been a while since I've had to at this level on a protection paladin. But we should be fine. We always have bubble run. But man, we almost died to a boar that was level 10, which was quite shocking actually. Come on, you get in my way. You're getting in my way, pet. No, this is my own playlist. It's my own playlist of music. This is mostly Skyrim music. Let me take a look. This is Skyrim music. Some of the music is from the game The Long Dark, and then there's a few songs in here from a couple other things. There's some songs from the movie First Night in here, and there is a few songs from, I believe, Elden Ring in here as well. Oh, you have not played Skyrim? Oh my god, Skyrim's game soundtrack is the best. Like, it's the best game soundtrack. Like, for like a fantasy style RPG or MMO, Skyrim's music is the best. It just really is. I mean, it's hard to argue that, you know. I'll go ahead and throw a heal just to be. Let's go ahead and. Oh, we got the dirty old ring. Quest item. Let's go ahead and just to help out other people in the game. Let's go ahead and put Blessing of Might on Control F here. That if we want to buff other players, we can. Still bummed we can't get like weak ores to work on here. He's got like there. Take one off of that guy. You think the time mount's one of the best ideas? We don't have a mount on this character right now, I don't think. We could buy a mount if we wanted. They have a lot more mounts in the game than they used to. The Black Spectral Tiger, like 2,000 credits, jeez. Look, they have all these spectral tigers. Super expensive. The white unicorn mount. Black unicorn. The armored black steed. Oh, it's probably more than it's probably more than that actually. Like their pricing scale is way too expensive. Like I think, and this is my one big criticism of Turtle WoW is they're incredibly greedy. Like, just for example, like if I wanted to buy like the biggest bag, right? It's 300. It's 300 for the biggest, the 36 slot bag, 300 credits. That's like $30, right? So yeah, I guess yeah, that's like $200. Yeah, you're right, Daniel. I think 300 is like $30. So yeah, that's a lot of money. $200 for a mount? Are you God? That's a ton of money. I mean, they're making. I mean, they must be making so much money, right? Think how much money they're making on this server, right? Now, I have seen back in the old days when Turtle WoW wasn't so popular, because I played Turtle WoW on and off for a very long time. I was playing Turtle WoW when there was only a couple hundred people logging into the server every day. And they did do sales. Of course, they didn't have all the stuff in, they didn't have all this stuff in the donation store like they do now. Like most of the stuff, like I'd say 80% of the stuff in the store probably wasn't in the store when I first started playing the game. There was very few items. But they used to have sales where it's 50% off. So like, for example, like I said, that 36 slot bag would be $150. Now you're talking that's $15, which is still a ton of money just to buy a bag, right? But it's a heck of a lot better than $30. Yeah. Yeah, it's way more expensive in Turtle WoW to get stuff, so.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
But this is a exhaustion hardcore. What is it? Am I doing anything else? I'm doing the achievements I'm doing are hardcore, vagrants challenge, vagrants endeavor. I can only equip poor or common quality items, so I cannot equip anything better than a white item. Which is gonna make it hard for hardcore, right? Because we're a hardcore character, we only have one life. And we get the best items we can equip is white gear. Amber topaz. Some sort of new gems for jewel crafting. We could do jewel crafting too. I heard jewel crafting on this server is really good, but I think alchemy would be the best for this character because of the nature of the challenges I'm doing. Am I in the wrong spot? Yes, I am in the wrong spot. Why should I go to the dwarven side? Just easier questing, or yeah, the questing. I've never been a big fan of Elwyn Forest questing, to be honest. Yeah, they are. Yeah, you're right. Once you get to the Murlocs over by the other side, they can get a little bit more tricky. I just wanted to. There's just a couple quests I wanted to finish out here with the sheep quest and. Yeah, but sure, you're probably right. It's actually definitely a good idea. I agree with you 100% actually. RP walk incoming. I can drink my soda here. She does look too happy, doesn't she? Yeah, I don't usually play Horde. Not in vanilla. Like, I'll play Horde later on, like down the road. Yeah, for sure.
Well met.
Let's see what we got. 218. Actually, I should have turned this quest in. I don't think we're going to need leather because we're going to go alchemy, so we don't really need leather. So we can get rid of some of this other stuff. Jewel crafting. I mean,
Open for business.
I don't think we're gonna be doing jewel crafting. So hey, Bus, how's it going, man?
You need something?
I mean, I'll give them a. Yeah, I mean, I'll give them like a 50-50 chance that they make it for the weekend, for weekend release. I'll give them like a 50-50 shot. But
Hey there.
all right, it requires level 10. How much? Oh, 20 silver. God.
Be careful.
All right, fine. We're a little bit short money wise.
Hey there.
Hmm.
What can I do for you?
Okay, can we afford any of this? 102 armor. 70 armor. 58, 38. Oh, 64, that's a pretty good upgrade. 2 silver to gain. Yeah, that's probably worth it. 45, 2 silver. Yeah, probably worth it. 90 armor. We'll hold off on those other ones. We probably should. I hate to do it, but we probably should go to Goldshire and turn in these other quests before we head over to. Let me send my hearth here. That way we can just hearth right back.
Need help? Farewell.
Another epoch update? Realm is going to come up in about 5 to 6 times intermittently over today, each lasting until we hit around 4K or above players. We'll then take some time to go through the logs before bringing it back up again. We're bringing it back up again with tweet config and so on. Some tests will have a queue, some will not. So they're still playing around with trying to figure out issues. They're still dicking around with it, trying to figure out issues. Exactly. Every update, Ambershire gets closer. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably true to a certain degree. Why, oh, why didn't I take the blue pill? That's what I'm feeling about. You know what I mean? It's like Ambershire? Ambershire, Epoch, Ambershire? Well, I mean, I think if they had the 3.3.5 client, you'd have a lot more people playing it. There's a lot of people like me who really didn't play Turtle WoW a lot just because we didn't really like the 1.12 client. I mean, I'm using MSBT. I'm using a scrolling. Yeah, I know it's pixelated. I don't know how to fix that. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that. We could switch the font. Here, let's take a look. Yeah, we could use the font. This, like, this isn't pixelated, really. Is that what you're talking about? Here. I'm not sure which damage numbers you're talking about. If you're talking about the ones that are like part of my mixed scrolling combat text, they're not too bad. I mean, I know they are pixelated, but you prefer to have this default? Yeah, I like MSBT better. I don't like seeing the damage numbers on the target nameplate because it just distracts me from seeing like things that I'm tracking on the target nameplate. So, okay.
You need something? See you later.
What are you looking for? Safe travels.
What can I do for you? Go with honor, friend. I supply only the finest goods. Well met. For the Alliance, King's honor, friend.
Yeah, retail's got way too much crap. I hate retail though. We hate retail World of Warcraft.
Hello.
Do I not know how to use a sword? Shit. I don't think we know how to use a sword just yet. Let me fix this. Fix something really quick. I don't think Purify has a rank, right? I don't think it carries a rank. I'm not sure. Oh, well, we had a mistake here. Well, let's... I don't know, let me try with... Yeah, there's this, that's screwy. No, it's still not working. You want to see my add-ons? Yeah. I don't have them like all zipped up into a zip package if that's what you're looking for. I can't believe I don't have my old like vanilla like macros. I'm sure for Paladin. I'm probably due somewhere. I just don't know where. But I think possibly because this macro isn't working, and I'm thinking it's because Purify I don't think carries a rank to it. Actually, we could test that though just by. There we go. Yeah, that's it. See, it doesn't carry a rank. All right, cool. What else do we need to do? We need a better weapon.
What are you looking for?
Let's get rid of this.
Good day to you. Safe travel.
I can't use this ring because it's green, so we have to just vendor that.
How are you?
Are you asking? What are you asking? You can't use like classic WoW macros in the 1.12 client. They don't work. I mean, well, some. Like, I mean, like something like start attack is just literally slash cast attack. So it's not slash start attack. So the macro system in 1.12, you know, vanilla WoW is completely different than any other version of World of Warcraft. But as far as my add-ons, Shin, I can show you which ones I'm using. For Turtle, I'm using better character stats, which honestly I'm not even sure what that does. Let's turn this off because I'm kind of curious myself. I'm sure it does something because I wouldn't have it installed if it doesn't do something. So let's take a look at my character stats. It probably showing different information on the, I would imagine, on the tooltips, but yeah, because here if I go to just melee attack power, I don't see a lot of stuff on these stats. I don't know what roid macros is. I've never heard of roid macro. I use super macros. I use the super macro add-on, which is what I've been using in vanilla WoW for, you know, 10 years probably. I don't know where. Oh, okay. I think this is it. I think better character stats gives you these drop downs, right? See, so now I can go to like, you know, ranged, you know, schools, defenses, right? So that's what better character stats gives you. Yeah, I just found it, Cheadle. I just found it. It's been a while since I knew what it was. You gotta realize I hadn't played Turtle WoW in a long time, so when I came back to start playing Turtle, I still had like my add-ons and stuff that I normally use installed, but I hadn't played the game so long. I honestly didn't even remember what some of them did. But anyways, so for the add-ons I'm using, I'm using better character stats. I'm using Buff Watch, which is just mostly this is for my Paladin, and like Buff Watch is good when you're in a group. It's not really that great when you're just soloing, like leveling. It's more for like group play, just to show like what buffs I have on cast on everybody in the party. It's not really to show what buffs. I mean, it does show every buffs that are cast on everybody in the party, but it's more when I have 5 people and I have all the buffs and I track the buffs on each person. I can click, like if say like Blessing Might drops off one of the people in my party, I can just, it'll turn red on the window, and then I can just click the icon, the red icon, and it'll automatically cast that spell. But even better than that, once I see one icon turn red, I know all of the buffs are going to drop off of everybody because I always cast them at the same time. You buff each person in the party. So when one turns red, they're all about to turn red. So it's just a way of giving me like a timer to know when I need to refresh buffs on party members. Cooldown is just a stupid little add-on that just shows a little bar that shows my cooldowns. It's a visual thing. I just like the way it looks. Honestly, I don't even need it, but I just like it. So I do use it for like long cooldowns. Like sometimes if I have like a really long cooldown, it's like 5 minutes or longer, I'll look down at the line to see where it's at, and it gives me kind of an idea of how long before it comes back up. KLH threat meter is just obviously just a threat meter. Turtle has its own threat meter, but this threat meter I don't think existed when I played Turtle WoW before, so I haven't tried Turtle WoW's threat meter. It's probably better than KLH. I have no idea. Mixed scrolling battle text is just my scrolling text. I use it because I need my low health audio alert, which is just, you know, based. I need that. Move anything allows me to move stuff around the screen, which obviously I need that for moving my player, my target window, and my portrait. I always move those around the screen down to the bottom. No toggle just basically means that like if I for example, you have a wand and you're like you put your wand shoot ability on your bar, on an action bar, and you keybind it to like the letter A or something. You hit A and you start shooting your wand. If you hit A again, you'll stop shooting your wand. No toggle prevents that from happening. It basically removes the toggling nature of attack, auto shot, and shoot, such that you can spam those keybinds and you won't stop auto attacking. So like if I had like shoot auto shot, which is the bow, like auto shot, on my bar, like on number 3, and I was on a hunter, and I just started spamming the 3 key over and over and over again, she would continually shoot. She wouldn't stop shooting. But in vanilla WoW, if you don't have this add-on, or if you don't use it, there's another way you can do it with a macro, then your character is going to just toggle back and forth between shooting and not shooting, and that can be really annoying. OCB is a casting bar replacement. It just shows like when my breath meter when I'm underwater, like my feigned death bar, my cast bar. You know, OCB is great, love it. OmniCC just shows cooldown numbers on my spells, so I can see, you know, you can just see the actual numbers on the icons when they're on cooldown. Ring menu is like a Skyrim style ring menu. I bind that to my F1 key. I'll show you what that looks like in game. Super API is my way to bypass the Turtle WoW launcher. It works in tandem with Super WoW, so that I can actually bypass having to run the game through Turtle WoW's launcher, and that allows me to run reshade so I can get my filters in to make the game look better. And of course, Super Macro allows me to create longer scripts and stuff for my macros, which I need. And then of course, PF Quest is just your questing add-on that everybody pretty much uses. You know, PF Quest Turtle WoW. And then Shaggy Plates is the enemy nameplates. It's good. It's not my favorite nameplate add-on, but for vanilla, it seems to be. It's the best one I've found for vanilla. I haven't found one that I like better. There may be one out there that's better. I don't know. But it works. Shaggy DPS is a really lightweight DPS. Actually, it says that, doesn't it? Lightweight. I wasn't reading the tooltip, I swear. But it is a lightweight DPS add-on. As Epoch up? I mean, there's no reason to play Epoch. Like you guys, I don't know why people get so excited when Epoch comes up. There's no reason to play Epoch. They're going to wipe everything, right? When they launch Epoch, they're going to wipe it, right? They're going to wipe the servers. So anything you do is just going to get wiped, right? But yeah, Epoch is up. You're right. They had to disable chat in the game? But look at the difference between the 3.35 client, you know, and the Turtle WoW client, you know. There are currently 1,150 people. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, there's no reason to play Project Epoch right now because they're just going to wipe all the progress. Unless you're just logging in to help the devs, to help the dev team. But anyways, back to the add-ons. Yeah, that's it. And then Shago DPS is just a DPS meter. And then Shago Tweaks. Shago Tweaks is actually really important. Because Shago Tweaks is what allows me to use the minified UI. Basically to use the smaller action bar. So if I go into advanced options, Shago Tweaks adds an option in your main menu here called advanced options. And this gives me the reduced action bar size, which gets rid of the bags and the game menu. Right? So if I uncheck this, then we get the full like bar across the bottom, which I don't want. I don't want all that crap, right? I don't ever really need to see any of this, to be honest. Like, I don't need to see the game menu. I don't need to see my bags. So, I mean, there are times when you do want to see your bags where you want to, like, if you want to, like, unequip a bag, right? Like, then I'll have to go into my thing and turn that back on. That's the only time I really need to show these menus down at the bottom. And it also has other stuff in it as well. It's got auto dismount, nameplate. There's a bunch of options in Shago Tweaks. So, highly, highly, highly recommend you guys run Shago Tweaks if you're playing on Turtle. And then as far as the ring menu, again, the ring menu is like Skyrim menu. Wherever my cursor is, if I hit the F1 key, it brings up the ring menu. Ring menu is nice because you can put your professions on here, right? I can put stuff on here. Campfire, cooking, my alchemy on here. Let's put alchemy on here. Let's put alchemy here, put cooking here. We don't. Put my pet there. And let's put first aid here, which I need to do first aid, by the way. But cool line's cool too. Like you can see here, I've got this little bar here. It says 0, 1, 3, 10, 30, 2 minutes, 6 minutes. This just tracks cooldowns. So when I use an ability, like if I use Divine Shield, the icon's gonna pop up on this bar and it's gonna slowly move down to 0 until the cooldown is reset. It's a nice add-on because if I have some cooldowns like this that I don't like to show bars. Like I'm gonna try to hide all my action bars because I don't want to see them. Because it just clutters up the UI. So let me show you, right? So normally what I like to do is hide them all. So we're going to go into here and we're going to go into action bars. We're going to turn these all off, right? And so now we don't see anything but just my main action bar. And so cool line enables me to it helps in that regard because a lot of times if I use bubble, if I use my bubble here, which I don't really like using that because it could save my life and I'm playing a hardcore character, so I hated using that, but I did it just for you guys. But now you can see that on the cool line, we can see the cooldown of bubble. It's right here, and it's going to slowly move across until bubble's ready. So because I have cool line here, I don't need to see the cooldown on an actual action bar. So it frees me up the ability of having to maybe show action bars to a certain degree. So that's one of the reasons why I like cool line. And then let's go for move anything again. We can move stuff like, for example, I'm going to move my my devotion. Actually, I'm not even going to show this. Well, we will show it. I just hate how I wish when it showed it, it wasn't showing this stupid like light because if I have a bunch of different I think I've got another one, don't I? Here, hold on a second. Where is it? Yeah, we've got Seal of Crusader. No, we don't have any other auras. The only aura we have right now is Devotion. So, but if we had like a different aura, this doesn't really show me the icon, so I don't know which auras. This doesn't really tell me which aura is active. So I've always hated that about this stance bar thingy. It's really annoying. So the other thing we could do to get around that, if we wanted to, is we could just go to move anything, and we could go to buffs. Let's see, player. Yeah, the Wrath client is way smoother than this one. And that's why I would prefer to play on Project Epoch, because the client's going to be so much smoother. Bags, 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 bags. Oh, do we not have buffs? I don't see buffs in here. Minimap. Buff window, here we go. So we can take this, and if we wanted to, we could put it here. Because since this character, and then we could take the... Let's go to the buff window, we're gonna... Since this character is a... Hey, what's up, Lenny? Since this character is a white gear only character, and since, you know, I can't... You know, I'm not going to have a lot of buffs on this character is what I'm trying to get at, so... You know, having the buffs down here might actually be more useful than having them way at the top of the screen where I can't see them. In fact, we could even probably move them down here. Like, it might even be better to put them maybe here. You know, if we wanted. And we could also scale them if we want. Make them a little bigger. Okay. And then the other thing is we've got the stance bar. If we were going to do that, I would probably just turn off the stance bar. This one here. See this one here? I would just actually hide it and say, over here, let's go ahead and just move it over here. And then we're just going to hide it. We're not even going to show the stance bar. The only thing here would be let's see. So now when I cast my Blessing of Might, we can see it here, which is a little bit kind of low, kind of hard to see. I'm probably better off moving it somewhere else. I also don't like to have... See, here's my... I don't like to have things overlapping, so when I cast Hearthstone, you can see it's not overlapping my cool line. So I think probably I would prefer the buff window to be over here. Anyways. Since we don't have... I mean, normally I would use weak auras and just set some weak auras up that tracks this stuff. But... Of course, the buff window is going to get really big. Like, if I have a bunch of buffs, this thing's going to get really annoyingly big.
Hey there. See you around.
You can see my divine protection just came off cooldown.
What can I do for you?
It's nice. Let's go get our healing potions. How you doing, Looney? Yeah, I'm actually in Kazan right now. I am logged in. /who. Currently there's 2,248 people. Undead Pally for the win. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not trying to do anything on Epoch right now because I mean, like I said, I mean they have to wipe. It would be I think they would be stupid not to wipe the servers. I would actually be kind of mad, kind of ticked off if they didn't wipe them. So. It feels smooth, feels good. Obviously the easiest thing to tell would be to shoot like an arrow. Feels good, feels fine. But there's only like 2,000 people or 2,300 people in. Yeah, there's gonna be like some people that already have like There's gonna be some people that already have multiple level 15 characters that have like multiple professions maxed, for what a level 15 would have. So they're gonna be like 125 cooking, 125 fishing, 125. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like maxed out. Yeah. Oh, is that according to the tourists you won't wipe because you didn't log in and help with? Oh yeah, I've been a part of multiple Project Epoch betas, right? So I've been around Project Epoch a long time. So I'm not like one of these people that just showed up in the last few weeks. You know what I mean? I mean, you can see here, I was doing the dead mines 2 years ago. Project Epoch. Let's see, 1 year ago I was playing a human hunter. So I played. You know, did I get you an Epoch? Yeah, I didn't even remember that. I did the dead mines. What is it? So apparently I did the dead mines. Let's take a look. I didn't remember that I did the dead mines. Check this out. I actually did the new dead mines. I forgot. I forgot I'd actually done this, right? Here we gotta check this out. I forgot I actually had done the dead mines. Oh, I was playing a rogue. Level 30 rogue. I can't be level 30. That can't be right. Are these mobs? What level are these mobs? I mean, normally they would be like level 15. Level 17 elite. That one was 17 elite. Okay, so here's the dead mines. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you can tell this is definitely different, right?
It's so different looking.
This is totally different.
Yeah, I guess we can't get any farther without killing this guy.
I don't know what my ping is. Yeah. Okay, my ping is 127. I don't. You guys must be in Europe because I'm in the United States, so I'm pinging 127. Right? I mean, I don't have my exit. I don't think I have exit lag installed. Ooh, boom. We just blew up something. What? I'm not sure which WoW client blew up. I think Epoch just crashed. Yeah, because here we are in Turtle WoW. Yeah, the Epoch client just completely crashed. I don't know if that's because I tried to fire up exit lag. It shouldn't be exit lag because exit lag wasn't doing anything other than trying to install exit lag. So all right, well, okay. It looks like I can't get in. Yeah, now this is the issue they had before too. Remember, this is the issue they said before where they had to bring the servers down because everybody was stuck at the connected screen. So it looks like that has not been resolved. So if you go to, let's see. But somewhere in here that they said basically that there were a ton of people stuck at the connected screen. Okay, it looks like we are going in. Oh, is it just because there were so many people trying to get in? Look how slow this is. I don't know. This dude. I'm sorry, but they still have issues. I mean, they don't. Who's anybody in the stream? If you guys are in Project Ebox, tell me how many people are in the game. Like when I was in a minute ago, there was only like 2,300 people. So I know they removed the queue, but what I'm asking is how many people, Daniel, are in the server right now? T1, yeah. So what I'm trying to communicate is there's no reason I should be lagging trying to go into the server when there's only I shouldn't be running into this issue where I can't even pull on my character list. You've only got 2,783 people in the server, which is nothing, right? That's like nothing for a vanilla WoW server. So this is an issue that they said they had. I can't remember, and they said that they shut the servers down at one point. Yeah. Okay, so I did get in. It just took a long. It just for some reason like getting through the authentication server and getting to the character screen is really slow. I don't know why. Where's nerd ego? Well, I think it's pretty obvious that they just never had this many people trying to go into their server, right? So no, I don't. I was in Sam, but now it looks like the server just crashed. So it was up. It was up. I guess you can't refresh. It has to update by itself, I think, right? How often does it update?
Will you join our cause?
Yes. Here we go. Let's do it.
Will you join our cause?
There you go. Offline. Server's now offline. All elites. So here's when I snuck into. So this is from 2 years ago. May 21st, 2023, when I jumped into Project Epoch and was actually exploring through the dead mine just to see some of the different changes. So, and the game, whenever I played Project Epoch before, it always ran really, really good. So, these issues they're having now is just, I guess, just related to the amount of people that were playing, that are playing it. So. Yeah, the old private server days, the days we don't want to go back to. You know what I mean? Are you confused? Is it really hard to hire some freelance devs to help them? Well, the problem is it's Cerberus. This is private servers. There isn't like a huge pool of people out there that are really good at running custom WoW private servers. I mean, you may think there are, but there aren't that many people. I mean, there are people, of course, right? Like if we go to here, hold on a second. If we go to the WoW modding community here, you can see Katos is the moderator of this particular WoW modding community. And, there's like 509 or 568 people in here. So there's, so they'll go through here and talk to people in this particular community. And then there's also the Nugget community, which is more specific to Nugget, which is used for generating 3D assets for 3.3.5. You can see here it's currently the premier map editor. Actually, I guess it's actually a map editor. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it's not like, you have to, does it back up? I don't see the only point to going in and playing in Project Eve right now is just to help them test it. Like like I don't care to really play it because, like I said, all my progress is just going to get wiped, right? It's just going to get wiped. But and you can see I logged in like pretty quickly, like not as fast, not super quick. Like it could have been faster than that. But yeah, that's the only reason to log in here is just to help them, you know. Yeah. What is this crap? What add-on are we using for this? Is it Questy or is it, what is it? I don't know what, I hate these arrows. Yeah, I don't know what this add-on is. It's got to be Questy, right? Yeah, whatever.
What brings you here? Dead man.
Yeah, I mean, I think that chance is like 0. I think the chance they don't wipe is like 0%. Seriously. I think there's no way they won't wipe. If they don't wipe, I'll be pissed. I mean, even though I'm not someone who cares about being progressed in the front of the pack, I don't care about that. But if they don't wipe, to me, that's a really negative. Like, to me, that's a really negative. It's a bad look for them, right? If they don't wipe, it's a bad look for them because not wiping means you care more about avoiding the fact that you know if you do wipe, everybody's going to start in the starting zones, and you know that your server's going to basically struggle and probably crash. And so I feel like if they don't wipe, it's just them trying to avoid technical issues, which, you know, you shouldn't be avoiding technical issues. You should be fixing them. Yeah. Well, they're talking from what everything it sounds like what they're doing is they're not trying to add more servers. They're trying to add, you know, basically cloning servers or layering or adding channels where basically they spin up another image of the exact same server and they're just linked. So it's just like layering, kind of, sort of like layering. I don't know exactly how it works in Linux, but so it's not like they're going to have a physically new server. I don't think they're going to add like a physical layer, like a new virtual machine, basically. So yeah, that's the other thing too, Daniel, is if you don't wipe, you are catering to all the people that are just care about getting to max level as fast as possible to flexing their E-peens. You know, hey, look at me. Look at me. I'm level 60. I got max professions. Look at me. You know what I mean? When people brag to me about what they've done in World of Warcraft, my response is always like, I don't give a shit what you've done. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, that's great. You know, if you're having fun, great. That's to me, that's the point. We're playing the game to have fun, you know. Thank you. Made a tweak. Roam back up. Yeah, it's always like the same comment, right? Yeah. Hey, Milan. How's it going, man? Yeah. I mean, if they can get the load balancing to work, well, it's not really load balancing. Is it? I guess it could be load balancing, but load balancing means that you're directing traffic usually to different actual servers. Now, they're not physical servers, but they would be like virtual machines, right? You'd say the virtual machines could be on the same server, right? It could be on a server and has multiple instances. I mean, they could be just basically in their own processing space. You know, if you think about like IIS, Internet Information Services for Web Development, each website that's running in IIS is running in its own application instance. It's running in its own like kind of little circular pool, right? Here. Like, so if you're like in IIS, like all of this big box that I drew is the server. Each of these circles would be different websites. Like this could be website A and this could be website B. I mean, all these websites are running on the same server, but they're all in their own little bubble. So they're all in their own application instance. I don't know if that's what they're doing with the server technology for, you know, for Project Epoch. I don't know if they're just saying, hey, we've got one server, and like if server A, if Kazan A gets too busy, we have another Kazan B that'll just spin up in this in this space, and these two are linked, right? So like even though like this is Kazan A and this is Kazan B, and like if I'm like want to join a group with somebody from Kazan A, once that happens, then one of us will get pulled to the other person's instance. Maybe this player would get pulled into A, or maybe this player would get pulled into B. But it's kind of like how WoW works, right? It's how WoW layers work, And so I'm not sure if this is how they're doing it. If they're just doing like spinning up different like application instances, basically. And each one of these would just be where's my eraser? How do I make it bigger? How do I delete everything? File new. So like you've got Kazan A, and then when Kazan A reaches like 2,500 players, then they spin up Kazan B, And then what you were talking about with the load balancing, Milan. Okay, so is it the load balancing? Because this wouldn't be load balancing. Like this wouldn't be load balancing. This would just be, kind of layering, I guess. Load balancing would be when you have physical servers. So load balancing would be when you've got server A, right, and you've got server B, right? And server A has an instance of Kazan A, and server B has another instance of basically the client, and that's Kazan B. Now the difference here is how do you link them? Like how would someone in this server be in a group with someone from this server? This is where you would load balance. Now you can have a load balancer in the middle that is sending traffic back and forth between these two, right? So when someone logs in to the authentication server here, it's going to hit the load balancer, and the load balancer is going to say, this server's only got 2,000, this one's got 1,000. I'm going to shoot you to this server. That's the load balancing solution. The problem with the load balancing is I don't know how they're going to, how are you going to how do these servers talk to each other so that people that are on Kazan A and Kazan B can still play together? So I don't think that's how their solution is. I'm thinking it's the other solution where they're just instances of, basically just a different spun up instance of the server, but they're in their own different like kind of processing space with their own different CPU utilization and memory utilization assigned to each one, Yeah, WildClient is one big browser calling service. Yeah. Well, the client, of course, any client is like that. Any client that's online, right? I mean, any online game, the client is just an application that runs on our local machine. Now, it's not really a browser, right, Milan, because it's an application, right? The protocols are different. Like if you're in a browser and you're sending communication back and forth from your browser, it's like HTTP, right? That's the protocol. But if you're in a client application like my application here, it's going to be UDP or TCP, right? It's different, like the communications it's different protocols. So it's not really a browser. But they are both calling APIs. There's going to be a service running on somebody's server somewhere that has endpoints for those APIs that you're calling, right? You're calling those endpoints. So and service, you're saying 3K and ping is 63. I wish my ping was 63. What's my ping? My ping is 122. It's actually lower than it was the last time. Let's see how many people are here. So 3,220 people. Yeah, 3,220 people. Yeah, that's beyond me, Milan. I've never run any kind of a TCP/IP game type server where there's multiple instances that are communicating to each other. So yeah, I don't know how that works technically. Like we could probably ask ChatGPT, and it'd probably have certainly would have a better understanding of it than I would, right? You know. We'll see. I didn't want it to be specific to Blizzard, though. Milan, I didn't want it to be specific to Blizzard. Because there's lots of different games that do it, right? And we could ask how Blizzard does it, but just because Blizzard does it a certain way doesn't mean it's the best way. There's a shit ton of MMOs out there, and they probably don't all do it the exact same way. So I didn't want to ask ChatGPT how Blizzard did it. I wanted to ask it how MMORPG games in general do it, because I'm curious what it's going to come up with. But I mean, I guess this is a Blizzard game. You know what I mean? It is a Blizzard game. You know what I mean? You're right. I mean, this is a Blizzard game, so maybe Blizzard is maybe asking how Blizzard does it might be the best. Could be the best solution. I don't know. I was just trying to see I was curious what ChatGPT would come up with. Have you ever looked at, hey Milan, have you ever looked at Star Citizens? Like how Star Citizen does their technology for, what is it? I can't remember what it's called in Star Citizen. It's actually really complex. It's actually really complex. It's actually really cool. I can't remember what they call it. It's their replication server meshing. Yeah, Star Citizen has this server meshing, and it's actually, I watched a kind of like a video on how they did it, and it was pretty crazy. Okay, well this is really generic. This is like super generic. Server, layer 1, layer 2, players, layer 3. Layer can handle so many players. Okay, this doesn't really tell me what this is not really giving me what I want. I think but wasn't it different? I thought they were doing it in a different way. Let's see. I know I watched a presentation on it, and it was actually, I thought it was definitely different. Oh, I already forgot what it's called. Server meshing explained. There was a thing that they did. I want to see the one from.
Hello, citizens. It's not as easy as I just made it sound. There are many steps that need to be.
Now, see, there was a technical explanation of it with diagrams and everything that I saw, and it was really cool. But I thought it was probably put out by Star Citizen. This is it. This is it. It was Space Tomato. And Space Tomato, if you guys are like Star Citizen, Space Tomato does a great job. But Space Tomato does it. He talks about it here.
The entire game with millions of entities is always running on just a single server. The most important goal has always been to change this, to split that one server into potentially dozens, to share the load across populated locations, and create an environment that can support hundreds in relatively close proximity. But from object container streaming to entity bind culling, a 64-bit environment, to persistent entity streaming, this ultimate goal of Star Citizen to actually become a large-scale MMO is built on a stack of tech, culminating in what's known...
There's object container streaming. Is that what you were talking about, Milan? Yeah, I think that's what you were saying. OS level containerization. Yeah,
as server
that's what it looks like.
Meshing. And it's all going into early testing amongst players right now. On screen now, we have a live environment of multiple servers meshed together on stage at CitizenCon 2024. While I wanted a demonstration like this at that event, with multiple people booting into the game to show this off, I didn't actually expect it. This was the first time that the public saw this concept actually working from CIG. Here is the same meshing process represented by an animation at CitizenCon 2021, showing the same thing. Today, using these in combination with my hopefully decent narration, I want to explain server meshing, the tech meant to transform Star Citizen into an MMO of cities, fleets, and large-scale gameplay, as well as the lonely, distant environments and abandoned corners.
But anyways, it's really cool. I mean, this kind of technology, I think is really cool. Like, I'm a software programmer, but I just do web development, so I don't really get down into server stuff, like server sharding or any kind of server performance or server load balancing. I don't really do a lot of I don't really interact with a lot of that type of technology. Most of the stuff, usually when we get to that point, we have a specialist who does that for us. That's not my arena. I write the code. I'm the one who sits at a computer and writes all the code to create the website and make the website run, right? I don't really do the networking, but I mean, outside of I deploy the websites to the IS servers and stuff like that. Of course, I can configure the servers and the certificates and the security and all that, but that's completely different than doing server meshing or load balancing. That's somebody else's job. So yeah. Wait, Milan, you're not okay. No. It's funny because I was talking to Foxy, and you sound a lot like Foxy, Milan. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know who Foxy is, but he comes in here and chats. So he was chatting about some of this technology as well, and he actually used to work for Blizzard. He worked on the BattleNet, so he's familiar with kind of some of the networking, but. Unless you are Foxy, Milan. But I don't think you're Foxy because I think, didn't you show up as Foxy and you're not the same person, are you? Because you sound a lot like Foxy. I can never tell, man. Sometimes people come into my stream and they have one account. I've had people come in and they show up as one person. Then they come in the next day and they have a different account. I'm like, what? Because they have different YouTube accounts. Shady what? You're not Foxy. You're a system architect in airline business. Okay, cool. No, I love to hear it, man. Like I said, I love technology. Like I said, I'm a software developer, but I don't focus on that type of technology. That's not really my bag. But yeah, you said they have a colossal technical challenge, and that's kind of the same thing Foxy was saying, because Foxy worked on BattleNet, so he worked at Blizzard for a while, and he worked on BattleNet, and he was basically saying the same thing you're saying, that they can't just switch to Linux and have everything up and running, and they can't just fix all their issues in a week, basically. He was expressing how, when they were trying to just do the multi-threading, he was saying that would cause issues. He's like, you can't just turn on multi-threading and have it work. You're saying you turn on multi-threading. He's like, there's all kinds of issues that can actually cause. And I don't know if the issues were around. He said something about pathing, the pathing but I think the multi-threading, I think just it's probably data. I'm going to assume it's something like data collision, where stuff is just things aren't maybe necessarily going where they need to go, or you know what I mean, like tracking, like you have the session IDs and all that kind of stuff, right? Like you have multiple sessions or multiple layers. I think you mentioned it just a few minutes ago, right? Where you have to track that. You have those different containers have different IDs, and like you said, if you're trying to copy an instance of someone from one area to another, especially when you think about, I think Star Citizen is technically one of the most interesting ones to look at because they're what they're trying to do is so massive. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, he was saying that just to turn on multi-threading was like there's more to it than that. Like it could cause, like basically turning on multi-threading could cause issues with the server. So. Now don't start sounding like what's his name from Silicon Valley. you just sound like, was it Dinesh? Not Dinesh. What's the guy from Silicon Valley? It's Guilfoyle.
Thanks for
This is what you sound like, Milan, when you said, "Understand, you are pushed to deliver product. My job is to make sure you don't crash the whole system." This is what you sounded like right
sitting
then.
down like this, Guilfoyle. We know it's kind of a little weird.
So, can you kind of catch me up on what you see as your role in the company? What do you do?
What do I do? System architecture, networking, and security. No one in this house can
This is Milan. Okay, Milan, this is you.
touch me on that.
Okay, that's good to know.
But does anyone appreciate that? While you were busy minoring in gender studies and singing a cappella at Sarah Lawrence, I was gaining root access to NSA servers. I was one click away from starting a second Iranian revolution.
I actually went to Vassar.
I prevent cross-site scripting. I monitor for DDoS attacks, emergency database rollbacks, and faulty transaction handlings. The internet, heard of it, transfers 0.5 petabyte of data every minute. Do you have any idea how that happens? All those YouPorn ones and zeros streaming directly to your shitty little smartphone day after day. Every dipshit who shits his pants if he can't get the new dubstep Skrillex remix in under 12 seconds. It's not magic, it's talent and sweat. People like me ensuring your packets get delivered unsniffed. So what do? I make sure that one bad config on one key component doesn't bankrupt the entire fucking company. That's what the fuck I do.
I mean, that's basically.
That was you, Milan. You're like, understand. I'm the guy who makes sure that you don't crash the whole system. Pirate Software. Oh my God, Pirate Software. I can't believe the fall of Pirate Software. I don't know if you guys have been following that, but holy shit. I didn't even know who Pirate Software was until in the hardcore community when they were doing when OnlyFans was doing their hardcore run or whatever, and he basically roached out and left the group, and people were dying, and they're like, "Well, why are you leaving?" You know, he's like, "Dude, I've got no mana." You know, and it's just a man. And then I didn't even know who he was, but he is the son of a guy who worked at Blizzard, right? And the guy who was on the, you know what I mean? Yeah, he was the son of the guy who worked at Blizzard who was on the South Park episode, the big fat dude, you know, bald guy that they kind of had on South Park or whatever. The guy who was the inspiration for that character is Pirate Software's dad. And what came out recently, Daniel, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a video of an interview with someone who worked with Pirate Software at Blizzard, and just the stuff she said about him was like, he didn't do anything. Like she said, he was a Diablo tester, and he was supposed to test Diablo, and all he did was like log into Diablo and then he just read Reddit all day. And the worst part was they couldn't do anything about it. She actually tried to go to her boss and complain and said, "This guy's not doing anything. He's not doing his job." And they basically said, "Well, you can't do it. We can't do anything about it." Like his dad is like a freaking VIP or something at the time. You know, his dad was way high up in Blizzard, and so they couldn't do anything. They're like, "We can't do anything." And then she said, what was even worse is she said she lived with him. Like he moved into her apartment or something, and he was like really dirty. He was like Asmongold kind of, you know, like nasty. Like, she said he was only there for like a week, and when she went into the bathroom, that was the bathroom he used, it was just, she said there was all this like gray ash shit everywhere, which I have no idea what that was. That was really weird. Yeah. Yeah, he was in QA. And actually what was funny is the team he finally created to do like the security shit, like where he was like basically doing social engineering, trying to basically test their, to make sure that they weren't like breaking the rules against, you know, how to prevent social engineering from allowing hackers to kind of hack into your company. Like, he created that team. He just created it on his own. The problem was he was like given kind of that loot because his dad was so high up in the company. But poor guy, man, he is just getting slammed on the internet. I mean, this guy is getting ruined, you know? It's just like, go to Social Blade, right? And look up pirate software, right? Pirate software. Pirate software. In the last 30 days, right? Okay, in the last 30 days, he's lost 180,000 subscribers. Danny boy, what's up, Danny boy? You think you know? I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. When I worked at Blizzard, and my time at Blizzard, when I was at Blizzard, when I worked at Blizzard, I knew what I was doing. You think you know what you're doing? You don't. When I was at Blizzard, I solved the world's greatest problems. Yeah, but can you imagine he lost 180,000? Can you imagine losing 180,000 subscribers in a month? Holy crap. Yeah, and all this because, well, he's got some sort of weird egotistical. He's got issues. The guy's got issues, right? I mean, he's got problems. Yeah, I'm not sure if you know this, but I worked for Blizzard. And then he said, like, he worked with the government, like the United States government. And then he said his game was unhackable. I mean, I was trolling. I was just kind of, you know, catching up on the story last night because I was bored before I went to bed. But it's just unbelievable, right? All right, so we have 4,000 people in Project Epoch. You can see them all standing around. I can't. Who else still skinning that? I can't believe people are trying to progress. Oh wait, shit! Damn it, we missed our ride. We could have got our ride to Darnassus. Yeah, I mean this. I hope that they can get it. That we get it running nice and smooth. Yeah, the server's up. I'm in it right now, Miles. Project Blue Balls. Ooh, what level am I? Oh, I'm only level. Alright, we're gonna have to probably run. Oh wait, no, we're okay.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I think we're alright. I forgot I'm only level like 4. Maybe 5.
You were screwed.
I am level 5. Okay. You don't have the energy right now. I'm not really trying to do anything. I'm just logged in because to help them test, you know, and just to see how smooth it runs, if it runs smooth, you know. Take a ride on the... It's kind of weird that they make you... It's kind of weird that the sides of this are so tall. You can't, like, really see. I guess if you zoom the camera out. Okay. So it just runs in a... Does it stuck? Yeah, it does stop. How do I stand up? How do I get up? Like, I can't... Oh, we gotta leave vehicle. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look. We're at 4,141 people. Well, there was some, like, in the very, very beginning area, there's actually some timber mall in the very, very beginning area, which normally there wouldn't be timber mall in the beginning area. And so there's definitely custom content, custom quests, and stuff like that. Like here, see the Natuk? Natuk's a named mob you have to kill. That's custom content right there. And this is the normal standard quest, standard quest, standard quest, standard quest, standard quest. Ah. I am using a map add-on, yeah. You can see because it exposes the zones already. See that? Yeah. I mean, I can zip up my add-ons if you want. And just put them on the Discord. It's not Cartographer. It's actually not Cartographer. It's a different one. I think it was one that that Project Epoch recommended. So, if we go to my folder here, and I believe it's, I can never remember which one it is. I have too many folders. I think it's this one. So the map add-on is actually, it's two add-ons. I think it's Magnify, and it's these two add-ons. Magnify Wrath of Lich King and Ma's full world map. It's these two add-ons. So, but let's see, Blizzard, Bartender, API document, any ID I need. Yeah, we need this. Just gonna... And the reason that that's so big is because you're getting all my sound files from MSBT, so you're gonna get all of my custom sound files. Yeah, Cartographer is what I normally use for like classic WoW, but yeah, for here we're not using that. We're using something else. I don't remember where I found it. I think it was recommended on probably the Project Epoch Discord or something. All right, so here's the add-ons. Let's see if we can add this to my Discord. Hold on a second. Let's go into the Discord. Thank you. Made a tweak. Run back up. Let's go to my Discord and let's just go to Epoch, Project Epoch. Man, I created a shit ton of channels for Project Epoch. Oh, add-ons. Here you go. I'm surprised I don't already have it in here, but I don't. So we're uploading my add-ons to the Epoch add-ons channel on my Discord. And here's the Discord link. If you guys aren't members of the Discord, you can join. But if you say anything or do anything wrong, I will ban you instantly. All right, so yeah, the latency's jumped quite a bit. Actually, it's actually gone up quite a bit. It was at like 124, 127. Now it's up to 151. So that's a pretty significant jump. I mean, for me anyway, I mean, that's a pretty significant jump. When there's only 4,200 people, like your ping really shouldn't be affected that much by 4,000 people being on the server. $150 ping isn't really a very good ping either. I mean, I'm in the United States, but oh, yours went from, oh my God, holy shit. Mine went from like 124 to 150. So what that tells you is that the server, oh, mine jumped, okay, mine went up even further, 165 now. So that's not good. It shouldn't go up that much. It should not go up that much. That's a great question, Daniel. I have no idea. I mean, the censorship thing's been a little bit weird, but hey, Igor, what's up? Yeah, we were just looking at that. The add-ons I'm currently using is, I mean, the biggest one really is Bartender. I mean, I've got, I'm using Bartender, just to lay out my screen basically. Like my bars are here. Like I hide the micro menu of the bag bar. I hide I hide most of my bars, or at the very least, I make them very faded. Like you can see, like my bars over here. You can barely see them, but when I mouse over them, then you can see them. So, but anyways, yeah. I mean, I'm using. I've got the group bulletin board installed, which is some sort of Project Epoch group bulletin board. I have the Epoch auto login, but I don't think it's configured, so I don't think I'm really using it. Nameplates is QE nameplates, which is super, super important, actually. Let me see if I can show you what that looks like. Ooh, did you see that? There's some weird lag. Or some, like, see that animation's like, she's doing like a double take? I don't know why she's doing that. That's kind of different. Also, it looks like I need a bar add-on because you can see it's just the default bar. All right, so you can see here's my nameplate. Enemy nameplate add-on is QE nameplates. So, all right, so what else? Add-ons. So we're using QE nameplates for enemy nameplate. We're using Magnify, Wrath of the Lich King in tandem with Mozzie's full world map, which these are both map add-ons. We're using mixed scrolling battle text for my scrolling battle text, which just basically shows damage numbers scrolling on the screen like this, and my notifications here. So if I like shoot something, you can see it says I've entered combat, miss, whatever. Oh yeah, hey Igor, yeah, but yeah, that's, and then I'm using Move Anything, which is huge. I mean, the biggest add-ons I'm using that I think are the most effective add-ons that you could install would be QE nameplates. I think Magnify and the Moz full world map seem really good. Omni CC is just for the cooldowns. You're gonna need PF Quest Epoch and PF Quest Wrath of the Lich King. Obviously I would recommend getting weak auras. And I've got sexy map. I don't have it configured right now very well. It still looks kind of like crap, but I've got sexy map here. Let's see. But normally I would configure this a little bit to make it look a little better. So we go to like simple square, and then we're gonna go to borders, faded square, and we're gonna hide the zone text. And then for buttons, we only want on hover. Okay. Coordinates. And some of these you have to be really careful about. But you can play around with these borders and get this stuff to really look the way you want it. It takes some tweaking, but I can actually usually get it to look a lot better than this. This doesn't look good at all. But anyways, we can make that look a lot better. We just have to find the right textures and shit. But yeah, there's a way we can make this look a lot better. Right now it looks like crap. But of course I would go into Shaggy. I would go into DB config, and I would turn off the enable minimap nodes. I don't want to see these minimap nodes on here. This is just Shagu's questing add-on, which is like it also is the same one that's in Turtle WoW, the PF quest. So we can save this, close this, and that'll at least clean up the minimap a little bit. Player number right now, let's see. It is 4,756. The performance is okay, but what's really concerning is the ping. The ping has gone up drastically. Like the performance is okay. Like I'm still getting pretty decent response. Like when I shoot my bow, you know. And if I just like slash, say something to the screen, it comes up right away. So it feels like the responsiveness is pretty good, but what's kind of weird is my ping keeps skyrocketing. You're back down now. My ping's at 156, which is, but it's consistent. I mean, my ping's at 156. It was like 124 when I got logged in, so my ping's gone up about 22. Yeah, 6 ms. Jesus, you guys suck. You guys in Europe suck with your damn pings. Check out the human area. I'll see if I can log out and create a human character. Actually, I already have a human character. We just have to log into the human character. Yes, Daniel's not. yeah, Daniel's one of the devs. Probably. I better not say anything bad about. We never know who's going to be in the stream, right? Okay, so here's the human area. Yeah, you can see there's a ton of people here. I mean, it feels, it feels like pretty responsive. Well, let's see. My latency's dropped. My latency's gone down to what, for me, is probably the lowest it's going to be until I use my VPN. We're sitting at 124, but I'll probably run a VPN for this. So, which hopefully will get me down to around 100. Hopefully. Let's see how many people we got. We're sitting at 5,000 people. RP walk. Yeah, this is pretty impressive. I mean, I don't want to say impressive. It's not really impressive. It's, I mean, it's only 5,000 connections, but it's way, way better than what they had before. I mean, this, you can see, like, it's pretty responsive. I need a bar add-on, though. There's a slight delay. You can see there is a delay. Like when I start casting, before we see the bar. But it's not a lot. It's not a very big delay. And if we say something, right, it comes up right away, which is always a good test. Yeah, gold share is different. Like the end's over here. And it looks cool. The end's cool. You've got like the vendors here, and you've got like a beautiful fireplace. And actually, I don't think I've ever got. I'm not sure if I've. Yeah, I have. Good. Wasn't sure if I'd gone up here before. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've played Epoch before, and all this stuff has been in Epoch for a long time. The changes to Goldshire, these have been in the game for a long time. It's Snowfall Key Press. See? But it's Snowfall key press, but I don't know if it works though. What's up, Nika? Let me check to see if I've got it. I don't know if I have it on here. Actually, another add-on that does it is actually Bartender does it sometimes. Some versions of Bartender do it too, but I don't think this one's one that does it. You didn't have any connection problems? Because I want to reload. I don't know if this is going to work. Yeah, I mean, Snowfall Keep Rush is what you want. Yeah, I don't see it. We're gonna have to like we're gonna have to quit out. This would be a good test to see if we can get back in. No, it didn't crash. I purposely am trying to launch it again. I want to see if I can get back in. No. Did it crash? Did the server just crash? Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm gonna get back in. That's fine. Oh, did it crash though? Let me well, I've got like 3 different versions of WoW running. Here, let's kill this one. I've got 2 different epochs running for some reason. Okay, success. Yeah, we're not getting back. Yeah, the server looks like the server just went down. Yeah, the server went down. Yeah, so they probably just shut it down. I just wanted to load Snowfall Keep Press to see if it works. I'm kind of glad that you brought that up because I need to get that working. Anyways, I gotta get to bed though, guys. It's way too late. I should have went to bed hours ago. Did it work? Which version do you have? Hey, Cerebrus, do you know which version you have? I just installed what looks to be Or it doesn't really say. Just, that's what's in. How to find my Discord? I'll give you a link. You went to the War main page for it? Alright, let me try that one. Like where on the War main page? My account is still suspended because of the fucking add-on I installed. Which is some serious bullshit, by the way. Let's go War main add-ons. Oh, was it where I was over there? So, I think that's the one I use. Yeah, because yeah, I got it from here. Okay, cool. Then I got the right one because that's where I got it from. Yeah, I got it from there. Yeah, let me give you the link to Discord if you want it. Let's see. And then I got to get to bed, guys. Yeah, let's see. But like and subscribe. I have to say that, right? Like it. Be part of the Muzzy army. No. You know, Muzzy came into the stream yesterday. And I felt almost kind of bad because I was kind of... And then Alex, I think Alex is in here, right? Alex, I know I saw you. I actually went to Muzzy's stream the other day. And I saw you in his stream, so... And I think you were defending Muzzy, but yeah, I was kind of critical of Muzzy just because he was a little bit, I thought he was a little bit cringy, but he seemed like a nice guy. He came into my stream yesterday and said hi, and he seemed like, you know, seemed like a nice guy, so. That's just a little lesson. You shouldn't ever really critique anybody if you don't know them, so. But it's easy to, right? You see somebody acting goofy. You see streamers acting dorky and goofy, and you're like, yeah. Oh, you think he's a sellout? He's a little, whatever. He seems like a nice guy though, so I shouldn't say anything. Anyways, Discord. You wanted the link to the Discord? I think it was Milan. There's the link to the Discord. I just, you know, for me personally, I'm just not that way. I don't like do silly, stupid stuff to try to get people to sub to my channel or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just authentic. I am who I am. You know, I don't try to pretend to be somebody else. So, yeah. I mean, it would be nice to get. We got Pivaloo. Oh, we got Foxy in here. Oh, but did you guys see Terra? The Crafton greenlights Terra 2. I'm super excited for that. So I'm a huge fan of Terra. So Terra 2 has been greenlit. Now it's just started, so it may not be out for 3-4 years, but I'm thinking 4 years maximum. Hopefully I'll still be alive in 4 years. So, yeah. Sometimes, yeah, you never know. You never know, right? Yeah, we got Guild Wars 3. Yeah, there's Terra, the New York. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Air Cage is going to be. Yeah, there is hope, some hope. But it's very small hope because we know that these companies can't seem to focus on making a game that's good. They just focus on trying to make something that makes them money, which usually is going to be like monetized and all kinds of nasty shit. But, you know, like they came out with Elion, which had great combat. I mean, Elion's combat was fantastic. I loved Elion. But the game, outside of that, the game was terrible. You know, the only thing good in Elion was the combat and the PvP. All the PvE content was a complete joke. Yeah. But yeah, I did. Thank you. Made a tweet. Going back. What is this? More. Oh, this is him just saying get more people on the server. But yeah, I mean, if they brought the servers down on purpose, which it seems like they probably did, right? I've played. Yeah, I've played the. You talking about the Reckoning one? What is it called? Reckoning? What is it called? Is that the Warhammer one? Yeah, I've played it. Absolutely. Actually, I loved the game. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I was really sad. I was actually really sad when I played it because I had wished that I would have played it when the game originally had launched. Yeah, so here you can see me playing Return of Reckoning. I'm playing a Blackguard, and I loved this. I really loved Return of Reckoning, but this is the Warhammer, I guess. This game was cool. Like, the combat was fun, the PvP was amazing, the battlegrounds were like really good, and so yeah, I was sad. The thing about this game is it made me really sad because of how good it was, you know.
That's like insane. You know, you're beating on these people and they're not. I didn't see him really getting heals.
You see how tanky this guy is I'm trying to kill. Insanely
Come on,
tanky.
Joey, get in there. Get the kill. Yes, my pitiless strike has destroyed you. Yes, the pitiless strike. I got the killing blow.
But I gotta tell you, I loved this game. Oh, did we get the big update? I loved Return of Reckoning was fantastic. So, where's the big update? Let's take a look. Did we get it? We now believe the realms are ready to relaunch. We successfully had over 5,000 players online. We believe our main bottleneck has been resolved. Any crashes remaining are tied to custom content. We can now move forward with discussions on what we're doing now. We will release the poll regarding whether or not to wipe it or not, and additional information over the course of the day. Thank you all for sticking with us through the very difficult, rough week filled with surprises and unexpected problems. So, yeah, there you go. There you have it. It looks like we may have the release very, very, very soon. Don't give me hope. Yeah, so I think we're gonna have the server. Yeah, I would think I mean, they haven't said, but I'm gonna guess the weekend. I'm gonna guess this. I mean, that makes sense, right? If they're gonna relaunch it, they do it on the weekend. So, and that's kind of what I figured. Like, after like the comments they made, I think it was this one. After this comment that was on the 2nd, this one kind of made me feel like they were getting close to getting it ready. So, but it felt pretty stable. I mean, my ping did go up to 150, but it did go all the way as high as 180, but it did stabilize. I don't know what they did, but remember, it like went from 120 to like 180, and then it kind of went back down to like 150, and then it kind of stayed at 150, but it was stable, like it was consistent. The latency was. I don't care if I have lag as long as the lag's consistent lag. You know what I mean? As long as I can play with it. It's like, if I know there's always going to be a slight delay, that's fine. And like I said, I'll probably install exit lag and run exit lag as a VPN. I think the poll will be tomorrow or today, sometime today. No, I mean, Victor, they're going to do the poll. They're going to put up a poll today asking people if they want to wipe or not. And I'll be voting to wipe. I mean, we should all be starting at level 1, in my opinion. I mean, although, to be honest, if we don't start level 1, then there's going to be less people in the starting area, so it'll be less. Here's the thing. There's going to be so many people playing, and they haven't even talked about if they opened up registration on the websites, because remember, there are a lot of people that don't have accounts that want to play the game, but they can't because they can't create an account on the website. So of all the people that tried to log into the game, there's a lot more that want to play the game, right? So, yeah, they're gonna do the poll. They're gonna relaunch. They won't relaunch on Thursday. I don't think. I think it'll be Friday. Yeah. Yeah, they have to wipe. I mean, I think they have to wipe. I think it sucks because we're gonna have to deal with. I mean, the launch is gonna be. I still think it's gonna be a shit show because there's gonna be too many people. The poll will be on Discord. Yeah, it'll be here. Are you not a member of the Discord, Victor? Yeah, I mean, it's still gonna be. I think it'll still be a shit show unless they somehow can spawn up those what they were talking about with the different layers. If they can't spawn up different layers of the server, like have Kazan A and Kazan B, or Kazan 1 and Kazan 2, and Kazan 3 and Kazan 4, whatever, if they can't do that, then there's going to be mass queues. You say you have 70,000 accounts, you only got 2 servers. And most of the people, 60% of those 70,000 want to go to Kazan, right? So what's that? 42,000. So, that's 42,000 people. And you can't put 42,000 people in one server. You can't, yeah. Yeah, so here we go. Again. So. Yeah, it's not the gold. It's the materials. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, they could make a lot of money. Like, if they went out and farmed tons of, like, leather and herbs, like, they could just immediately, like, spam the auction house with shit tons of stuff. And I don't think anything could be worse than that. I mean, that was pretty god-awful. But, yeah, so. But yeah, get back to Warhammer though. If you guys never got a chance to play Warhammer Online, I mean, I was so sad after playing this for the first time because of how much I loved it. I was like, this game is awesome. The PvP was fantastic. There was a lot of like really cool abilities. It ran smooth. It ran really nice. You can see this is an old game, and it ran good. And it was very fast-paced, and there was a lot of healing and damage, and there was ranged classes. It was such a cool game, man. And the problem with Return of Reckoning is most of the people that played on Return of Reckoning, the private server, were Europeans. Well, so the server had enough people during, like, European hours. Like, when you Euros were awake, well, unfortunately, I was either asleep or at work. So by the time I got off work, all the European players were asleep. So, like, so whenever I wanted to get into like the PvP battlegrounds, I couldn't really get in. There weren't enough people, so to get in to the server and actually have enough people to where the queues didn't take forever, I had to play at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning and stuff like that. Which whatever. But yeah, this game was it was great, and I played this Blackguard class, which really fits my playstyle. Like if anybody's ever watched my YouTube channel for very long, my favorite style of class to play is a sword and board character who has like good damage but really good defense abilities, and who can kind of provide like a support kind of role, like protect, like a frontline defender. And if I have any kind of like spells or anything, that's a bonus. But yeah, the Blackguard class is that to a T, man. They're just so tanky, and they got good damage, and they're just really fun to play. If they ever, I wish they would re-release Warhammer Online. I wish they would do a new version of it, because I think it'd be a huge hit. Yeah. I actually did a search for Soda Pop today just because I was curious what he was doing after OnlyFans, and that dude has been playing old school RuneScape like crazy. Like, a lot of old school RuneScape. I can't play old school RuneScape. Those graphics are too outdated for me. I just can't do it. I can't do that kind of shit. Are they doing a remaster? I mean, I hope that they will do one, but I think I did hear that they were doing one, right?
It never really left, you just didn't know about it. After the official server shut down in 2013, Return of Reckoning has kept the game alive thanks to a passionate team of volunteers. They've not only maintained and polished the game, but
wow,
also
look at
built
those
a thriving
graphics.
community that has long outlasted the original
Man, those
game,
graphics look nice.
celebrating their 12th anniversary this summer. If that's already enough for you, you can already start downloading and get started for free using the link in the description below. Set in the Warhammer.
Let's join for free. We're gonna set this up and see. I'm hoping that there's more players now.
The game perfectly captures the rich atmosphere and
the cool thing about Return of Reckoning is look at the art style. I love this art style. Like this is like an older art style, but it really captures that fantasy look. Like it looks so like it's so Dungeons and Dragons, which is what I love, man. When I look at that, man, you think they're way too tanky? They're pretty tanky. But I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I agree. I think they're too tanky because I will beat on people in Return of Reckoning and it takes forever to kill them. But this art style is freaking phenomenal. I love this art style.
The feel of the tabletop wargame with lore-friendly designs and iconic characters that you can create and play, or even encounter in the world. What Warhammer Online does best is its massive scale PvP, where you can join the war effort as either the forces of order or destruction from level 1 all the way to maximum level, battling enemy players at every single stage.
We're totally going to install this. I played this, I think it was a couple years ago. But this is my new computer. I bought a new computer last year, and I haven't installed it on this one. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull up my. Let me see if I can pull up my login for Return of Reckoning. Oh, I don't see it. I don't see it. It's not my password manager. No, do I? Yeah. This is so weird looking. Download. I always have. Maybe it's under Warhammer. Oh, here it is. Warhammer. I found it. Cool. I found it. Okay, log in. No. No. Let's see. I never know if it's under my new, because I have an old Hotmail account, and it always sucks when they ask me like my email. I'm like, is it under my old Hotmail account or is it under my new Gmail account? But it'll be under one of them. Return of Reckoning. But yeah, if they have like an upgraded like HD models, that would be sweet. Ah. You loved Rift? Yeah, I love Rift too. I'm a huge fan of Rift. Rift was a great game. Like Rift was one of those games. Is if it was released like maybe a year earlier, it would have been a bigger hit. Because when Rift came out, there was kind of the golden era of MMOs. You had like Terra was coming. You had Terra, Guild Wars 2, Rift, and World of Warcraft. And WoW just released an expansion. And I think Guild Wars 2. I mean, there were all these games between like 2012 and like 2014. You had like Terra, Black Desert Online, Rift, and like Guild Wars 2. And you know, I mean, those are some heavy hitters as far as like MMOs, right? All right. Let's close this down. Close this down. Close all this down. Let's close this. And hold on one second. Yeah, let me go here again. I wasn't able to log in for some reason. Here we go. I was probably logging into the wrong site. So let's try this one. Come on. All right, let me do this on my other monitor. I hate giving everybody my email addresses, but you guys all know my email addresses anyway. You know, the worst part is I'm a very small streamer, but if I was like someone like Asmongold, you probably wouldn't want to give this information out. Give me a second while I try to get this login working. All right, we're in. We are in. And I think we already downloaded the game. Oh no, it's still downloading. Okay, cool. Anyways, I just wanted to get that going. I do want to try to, if they've got some new stuff around this, because it says here it's back and better than ever. I wonder why it's better than ever.
Each zone isn't just...
You said Warhammer Online launched 2.5 months ago before? Oh, yeah. Yeah. But Rift was huge pre-release. Then, yeah, 2 million players. Oh, wow, that's amazing. I didn't know. I remember they had that many. They gave up on it. Oh, well, I love Warhammer Online though. I mean, I love the combat system's pretty unique. It's like pretty different. Like there's a lot of like buffs and debuffs. At least for the class I was playing, and I've only really played the one class because I basically talked to some people who played Warhammer Online, and I explained to them what style of character I like to play, and they said, well, they just said, yo, Blackguard. They're like, you need to play Blackguard. And they were right. I started playing with Blackguard. I'm like, this class is awesome.
Just for questing, they're also designed to heavily encourage PvP, with players forming massive warbands to clash on the battlefields, capture keeps and forts, and even siege enemy capitals. So yes, the moment you create your character, you're able to teleport to a warfront of your level and immediately duke it out with other players and get straight
Taunt works in PvP.
into action, and it feels amazing.
The only thing with this game
It's not only an option, but
is I did go through and set up like custom. I mean, I set up quite a few add-ons for this game, so that's gonna suck because I have to go through and figure out how to do that again. So, because I had set up like add-ons for like nameplates, and I'd set up a bunch of add-ons because this game looks way better when you get a few add-ons set up. Like specifically the nameplates, I think was the big one, and there was like a few other ones. I don't even remember what they were, but
it is the advice.
maybe if I have like video, maybe if I did them on stream, like if I created these, if I set up my add-ons like on stream, I might want to take a look at it and see. Like here, I'm only level 8.
All right, so shaman, and
But you can see even here the graphics look nice. I mean, I don't know what year Warhammer came out, but I mean the graphics look. I think they look good. You know.
nope, none of those are ones I can wear. I did win this one also.
And apparently I had a horse too. Oh, this is my favorite battleground. I loved this battleground. The crypt. So here's the battleground. There's like these 4 different control points. Sorry, there's 4, and you just try to control these, and it's cool. I don't know. It was a cool map.
I won't leave my wingman.
Was it 2007? So I mean, these graphics aren't bad for 2000. Well, I mean, 2007. WoW came out in 2004. I'm trying to think if there's any games that came out around 2007 I can think of. Didn't the Old Republic come out around 2000? When did the Old Republic come out? Oh, it was 2011. Age of Conan. Well, think about that. Like the graphics in the Old Republic weren't that much better than this, to be honest. They weren't that much better than this. And it came out like 3 years later. Lord of the Rings Online was 2007. I would say that this definitely... Lord of the Rings Online has pretty good graphics. This has a better character controller. The character controller in this, I think, was better than Lord of the Rings Online. The server played smoother. Like, I think Warhammer Reckoning, when I played this, I felt like it played smoother than Lord of the Rings Online. But the graphics were kind of similar. Like, because Lord of the Rings Online has some beautiful graphics, too, actually. There's certain... and I've played that, too. There's certain graphics in Lord of the Rings Online that actually look quite nice. I think if we go to, like, let's see, Lord... Rings Online. So here I am in Lord of the Rings Online, and you can see. Let's see.
Soil on the river is foul, you say.
And the same thing here. You can see here I'm going through and setting up Lord of the Rings add-ons. So these old games, they, like, here's the graphics in Lord of the Rings Online. So they both have good graphics. The best thing about Lotro is there isn't much info online, so you can play. Yeah. It's weird. Like, it's weird. Like these games are like, you feel like you're going back. You feel like you're going back in time because it's a lot different, Oh, did they both use the hero engine? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Oh, you said SWTOR and ESO. Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online, the hero engine. Yeah. The hero engine wasn't great.
Shit, I'm stuck in the ground. That was weird.
I think we got a one-on-one battle here. No, this is just me. This isn't me in a battleground. This is just me fighting mobs.
We don't want to go there. That's their
I was trying to see if we could get a battle of me fighting people. Here we go. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, apparently I don't know who I want to attack. Apparently I don't know who I want to attack. Oh man. It's the least MMO of all the MMOs. Yeah, I couldn't, like, Lord of the Rings Online, I couldn't really get into it, but there were certain parts of it. I liked the world. I thought the world looked really nice, but I thought I don't know, I just couldn't really, for whatever reason, I couldn't really get into it. I think of the character controller again. The big thing for me, like a really important thing for me in MMOs is character controller. Like, how well does the character move? How smooth are the animations? That's really important to me. And that's why World of Warcraft, I think, has always been one of the funnest games to play, because I think it probably has the single best character controller of any game ever for MMOs. Like, when you think about a tab target MMO, I can't think of an MMO, a tab target MMO, that has a smoother character controller than World of Warcraft. I mean, when you're just running around on a night elf or jumping, and just go log into a night elf in Classic WoW and jump around and shoot arrows at people, and it's just so smooth. And try to do that exact same thing in a lot of other MMOs. It just doesn't feel as smooth. Ion claimed 7 million subscribers at one time. Yeah, I played Ion. I played Ion on release, and I actually loved Ion. I don't think I have any footage of me playing Ion unless it was a private server, right? But yeah, I loved Ion. But I probably do have footage of me playing Ion, but it would be a private server, right?
After 7 hours, actually, I guess I'm not doing. Are better than the original.
Yeah.
What I read, which is cool, Is that what you're saying? But I mean.
Yeah. So, but this is Ion, anyways. Yeah. But you name it. I've played most of the MMOs, pretty much. I've played most of them. But yeah, Ion was fun. I really liked the crafting in Ion. Ion had a really kind of Ion and Terra both had pretty grindy crafting systems, but I kind of enjoyed them both. So we downloaded the launcher. I'm gonna cut this out of here. But I'm out of here, guys. It's way too late. I'm going to bed. I will catch you guys later. It's way too late. My wife's gonna kill me. It's literally like almost 5 in the morning, so she's probably gonna yell at me. And I'm not even kidding. She's probably gonna yell at me and say, "What are you doing up this late? You got to work." So I will catch you guys next time.